Hey guys, welcome to Amir's podcast. I'm your host, Amir Ardabili. As you guys see, I have my guest from England. They arrived on Monday, and I couldn't be any happier. A wonderful, wonderful club and a great coach. This is Coach Mike Crossland, and we have Mr. Neil Neil
Yeah,
Grevis, is that
me,
right?
yeah.
And then we have Sonny, the fighter, and the son.
Yep.
So he has definitely to have the greatest camp for sure. Having the dad on the side, and of course one of the best coaches in the world. He was highly recommended by Mr. Corey Schaefer, the president of the ISKA. So when I was looking for a world title fighter, I was looking all over the place. And when I called Corey, he says, "Don't look anymore. I have the right person. Let me contact him." And I'm so glad we got a chance to meet. So this coming Saturday, May 9th, the Battle of Tampa Bay 29, guys, is happening. 29 years of action and electrifying moments and fights and battles and name it, from boxing to kickboxing, MMA. And this year is even more special. I know I say that every time because every time we outdo ourselves. We do a better one the following year. So every year I say, oh, this is the best one. So truly, this is the best one because we have a world title. We have 3 title fights. We have 2 State of Florida title and a world title. And whenever you have a promotion that you could bring a fighter from out of the country, and especially from Europe, to me that's a huge deal because not too many promoters are willing to take that chance because it's a lot of work, a lot of expenses, a lot of money and time to spend. But you know what? I believe in order for us to have a successful event, and you do promotions yourself, you cannot cut the corners. You have to spend money. You have to use all your resources, get good sponsors. And I'm lucky enough that I've been able to do that for being in business for many years. And so thanks to Corey Schaefer, thanks to Mr. John Morrison, all the ISK staff and the people that helped us out to bring the British fighters to the United States. It's a great honor to have you guys. Thank you, my friend.
It's an honor to be
Pleasure.
here. Thank you,
Neil, great
Thank
having
you
you,
very
my
much,
friend.
Matt.
Sonny, thank you, my
Thank you
friend.
very much.
So a lot of times what people don't understand, of course, I'm representing the United States. I'm an American citizen. I'm here. I want to see my fighter, our fighter, win.
Yeah.
But I'm the kind of guy that I believe a better fighter should win. Whoever fights better should win, regardless of your feelings and what you think about. That's why, to me, I don't believe trash talking. I don't believe bad behavior. I don't believe trying to you see that entertainment aspect of MMA on on TV. We don't believe in that. We don't allow it in my promotion. My promotion is all about respect and sportsmanship. So that's why I always treat my guests with all the respect in the world. At the night of the fight, I want to see a better fighter win. Do I want an American fighter to win? Absolutely, no disrespect. But you're such a gentleman and such a nice guy. I just wish the best for all of you guys. You know what I mean? So my job is to be unbiased as a promoter. So I try to accept when it comes to my own fighters. Obviously, I'll be cornering them. I want to see my fighters win. Your opponent, Cayman Wilmington, is a very, very good, tough opponent. I'm sure you agree with that. You've seen his fights. And he comes from a very, very good camp. Mr. David Bybee, he's a 3-time world champion himself. So let's talk to you about your background, because what happens when you have a coach who has been there, done that, and has been a world champion just like David Bybee. Tell me about your background, and then what are the titles you fought, and what you fought under ISK. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, sir.
So I competed as a junior. I used to train under former WK world champion Arthur O'Loughlin, very famous fighter in the 80s and 90s. He competed a lot in the States in the golden era of full contact kickboxing. I used to compete on freestyle karate, like points in them days, and we do little bits of continuous, and then every now and again he'd chuck us some boxing gloves and say, we're going to be doing full contact tonight, so have a little practice with those, you're going to be in the ring. And I think I did about 20 of those, and full contact were always my favourite. So when I stopped martial arts for a little bit at the age of 18, I'd built up a good slew of amateur titles, British, European. Never got a world title as an amateur. I come third a few times at some world championships, but never quite got the gold. I always had fonder memories of the full contact. So when I got back into kickboxing as an adult, all I wanted to do was get in the ring. And at that time, the most popular discipline was full contact. So all my background was full contact kickboxing. But in my years, I've trained in Muay Thai, I've extensively in karate. I've got a black belt in karate, plus a black belt as a kickboxer as well. And my ascent in the ranks were pretty quick because I got such a great pedigree under Arthur O'Loughlin as a junior, but I never competed as an adult. So when I went to compete as an adult, I just went professional straight away, and I went straight in at that level. So no one knew who I were, and back in them days we had some good solid independent rankings, so you could see who the top guys were, and we just went straight after the top 10, and we just literally like month upon month, I was fighting every single month, and we just went from 10, we beat number 8, beat number 6, and eventually I got to number 1. A couple of setbacks along the way, but in that time I picked up British and European titles, managed to compete in Europe a lot. I fought on some big events in France that were really educational for me as a fighter, and then I finally got the world title at the end of my career, which meant a lot, against a very good fighter, a guy who competed on Infusion, some big promotions across the world, and that was the pinnacle of my career, is picking up the world title. So that was my biggest achievement, but I really think that my best impact and best contribution to the sport has been as a coach. And I always think that everything happens for a reason. I think God's got a plan and everything makes sense. I came into fighting as an adult, as a professional, later than I would have liked to, and I think I finished with about 22 fights. Of those I had 3 losses, but of me 19 wins, 18 were by knockout. I was the guy that knocked everybody out.
I'll make sure we don't spar.
Yeah, I've got 2 bum shoulders now, I'm terrible. But,
that's a lot of knockouts. I like that.
A lot of knockouts, and that was my style. And then I learned on the job, and I was finished feeling like I had more to give, and I wanted to do more. But by then I was older, I was injured, and I had a gym. And after I won the world title, the choice was, right, I can go all in on my career, but I'm getting older, I've got injuries, or I can go all in as a coach, and that's what I did. I just put all my energy and focus on being the best coach I could be. Launched our school, the Combat Academy, in 2011 in the April. Sonny joined us in the September 2011, so he's actually my longest running student. We built some of the best fighters in the world in that time. Sonny being probably, for me, pound for pound, probably top 3 or 5 amateur fighters on the planet. I can honestly say that with a lot of confidence. He's been to the ISK World Championships so many times. We've flown over the best fighters. Like his last fight, we were called out to Madeira. He moved down a weight, went to Madeira, fought their top guy. So he's been on the road, he's done the work, he's a real warrior, he's paid his dues.
Yeah, obviously.
So that was my background, and I think, in line with my philosophy that everything does happen for a reason, even though I always would have liked more from my career, I feel like I got just enough. I got just enough taste of the big time and the big stages, and I paid my dues on the small hall shows, to where I've got a broad education. So now I can help my students whatever level they are, and we've got such a great team and an amazing bond. We've got like fighters like Blaine Wilson, who you're going to see on the K1, the official K1.
Wow.
In years to come. That's going to be happening. We've got Marix Pelsis, who's fought on K1 Max, he's fought on Glory Kickboxing. I've got Gassan Gindra coming through, who's probably the most exciting name in British kickboxing at the minute. So those guys are leading from the front in terms of the professionals, and Sonny's leading the charge for our amateur team as well. So I've been absolutely blessed with talent and guys that we just connect. So the team's so strong and the bond's so good, and I think my career were all about me getting the right education so I can help these guys take it to the next
That's
level.
amazing. I love hearing that. And listening to you, I feel like I'm listening to David Bybee. You guys have very similar backgrounds. I mean, David has a very, very extensive background in martial arts, very impressive, just like yourself. I mean, so I'm glad we have 2 of the best coaches, facing off, and I think you're going to like him a lot. He's a gentleman, and his fighters are always the same. Also, they have the tremendous camaraderie, and even though like we're different clubs, we're like family. We spar with each other, we get together. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited, Sonny. Tell me, Sonny, you started when you were 5 years old, is that right?
7 years old.
7 years old.
Yeah.
And let me put this in front of you. So that's amazing. And how old are you now?
I'm 21.
21. You've had 23 fights, only 3 losses, 19 wins. How many? 20 wins.
Yeah.
20 wins.
19 wins and
19 wins.
3 losses. Yeah.
3 losses. 22 fights. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. How many knockouts?
I think there's 3 in those fights.
3 out of the 19.
Yeah.
Man, you got a lot of work to do. This
No,
guy
they're
had a
all
lot of
good. Catching
knockouts. I'm just joking with you. That's a very impressive record for a man, young man your age.
Yeah.
And I see that you have your dad with you. I thought he was part of the coaching staff, but then he told me that he was not a coach. He was your father.
Yeah.
So you're very lucky to have him on your side. I mean,
Yeah, I am
that's a
definitely.
good man to come all the way from London. I mean, you didn't come from London. You came from another.
We flew
Yorkshire.
from London.
You flew from
We-
London?
Yeah, we're from Barnsley in Yorkshire, which is that's where the real men are, at the north of the country.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, to me, behind every successful fighter is a supportive family.
Yeah,
If you don't have a
absolutely.
family, parents, especially fathers, if they're there and supporting their fighters, you always have more successful fighters coming out of it. And also, not just good fighters, good people. And that's very important to me. And again, same thing. You will see Cayman is a nice young man. I've trained Cayman when he was much younger, and he used to train with me first. Then he went to Master Bybee. And I can say the same thing about him. Just a great guy, great kid, and I think you guys are going to have a good time in the ring, and we'll go from there. So tell me now, Neil.
Yeah.
I know you're a tough guy. You're in good shape and looking great, but I'm sure it has to be somehow nerve-wracking sometimes to
it's
see
unreal.
your kid getting hit in the ring,
Yeah.
fighting. So
Yeah.
tell me about that.
It's an hard thing to take. Do you know, to stand and watch your kid fighting like that, it's really hard. But there's a lot of positive to take from it as well, isn't it? He's been doing it from being 7-year-old, and it's put him in good stead as a young man. He's
That's
only
awesome.
gained from it. There's it's all positives to take from it. There's no negatives.
I
Everything is
love
done.
it. I remember
Discipline.
as we were talking yesterday, you told
Yeah.
me he doesn't drink, he doesn't
He don't-
smoke,
he
he's
don't-
never
he
done
don't
that, which
smoke,
is
no.
great because a lot of people his age,
Yeah,
all they
they
do.
fall into that trap, don't
Yeah.
they? Drinking and smoking and women sort of thing, innit? And going out. Don't get me wrong, he likes his women, but but not in
The
a
women-
training
the women
camp.
like him as well, so.
Yeah,
Well, there's a time for everything.
Yeah.
So
100%. Yeah.
we're not going to cut him from women, but just no smoking, no drinking. Women have the place, but not during the fight season. You got to train
Yeah,
hard and keep
yeah.
that, save your energy for the fight.
the time and place.
There's one thing I always joke with my fighters. It's not a joke, is my policy. I tell my fighters, we're in a fight camp, you train hard, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, obviously. I mean, that's against my policy. But I always tell them, 3 weeks before the fight, no sex.
Yeah.
No sex whatsoever. 3 weeks before the fight, you have to save. They look at me, are you serious? I said, yeah, if you cannot do that, then don't fight. You got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined.
That must be
in
the reason
everything.
I never become a fighter.
I understand, and that's the reason I quit. So that's awesome. Well, I'm very glad you guys are here, and so, I want to take the time and have you to tell the audience what to expect, and I mean, just the fact that you accepted my invitation, I'm very, very grateful. But I want you to go ahead and talk to the audience, what to expect, what we're planning to do, and I'll let you guys own the mic. So.
Well, first of all, I would like to say a massive thank you to Master Amir for hosting us.
Of
You've
course.
been a professional and gracious host. Like, we can see already this is going to be a very classy and professional event, and they're the kind of events that we're always grateful to be a part of. So what you can expect at the weekend, expect some world-class skills. He's a very comprehensively skilled and smooth operator, and you're going to see some great kickboxing on Saturday night. He'll conduct himself with honour and dignity and respect. There'll be no trash talk, none of that nonsense. Sonny is, even though this is an amateur fight, we approach it as a camp, like professionals.
Absolutely.
The fight will be exciting. I think Cayman's a fantastic talent. Clearly, US's best at this weight, so we're grateful to share the ring with someone of that calibre. And I think the styles are going to match up really interestingly, so we're pretty excited about that. I think it's going to be very technical. I think it's going to be high pace and all action, and I think you're going to see a good balance of speed, power, hands, legs, knees. I think it's going to be everything that people look for in a kickboxing fight. So, and we're buzzing because the Battle of Tampa is such a well-respected event, so to finally be appearing on it, we're
Thank you.
super grateful.
I appreciate it. Speaking of knees, I don't think they allow knees in this competition.
Is this local? Oh,
yeah, this is local.
That's news to me then. Okay,
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, but we could discuss it with them at the weigh-in, because John Morrison from ISK is going to be there, because there's no clinches. It's a freestyle.
Yeah.
So there's no clinches, so there's no knee strikes. I know that. So there's no elbows, no knee strikes, but low kicks. Everything goes except knee strikes, and it's not a multi-match. So
we thought it was K1, so that's news to us. But we're all right. We can adapt.
Yeah.
We'll,
but again, if both opponents, because those guys train the same way as you guys do, so if both sides agree to go based on that, we'll be fine. But we gotta leave that at the weigh-in. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I even talked to John Morrison yesterday, and he knows that every fight was supposed to be like that. But I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker or anything like that, because both of you guys are professional. You know how to fight. You all know you have the skills to make adjustments, both schools. So I'm very confident. So this is going to be one heck of a fight. I'm inviting everyone. Guys, you don't miss this fight. We're going to be sold out. And those of you guys who've known me and you've been in my events, we're not just saying this to sell as a sales pitch. Our event is always sold out. Our actually VIP sold out 4 months ago. And our regular general admission always sell out. It's going to be a great evening. We have some local celebrities and a couple other world champions. Of course, Don the Dragon Wilson.
Yeah.
His trainer, Master Brooke Mason, he's going to be there. Oh, wow. He's the one who trained him, Cool. So he's going to be there, and you guys are going to meet. And we have Graydon families, Jim Graydon, John Graydon. This is some of the old-timer world champions who trained with Joe Louis. Wow. They're going to be there. And so we're going to have a lot of people. Our former governor, Charlie Crist, is going to be there, and who's going to be our new mayor, hopefully soon. And so we have a lot of, and we have, our legendary football player, Mike Allstott is going to be there. So we have some people that I want you to guys meet. And the weigh-in is on Friday, so I'm expecting, of course, you guys stay in the same hotel, so I'll see you. And we start right at 4:30. And everything happens on Friday night as far as the meeting, rules, the doctors. So the way I run my show, there's nothing going to be done left to do except fighting on Saturday. On Saturday, like one of the fighters called that, I cannot make it to weigh-in on Friday, I'm going to weigh in on Saturday. I said, no, you don't have a choice. You don't show up Friday, you're not fighting Saturday. And we have the luxury of doing that because we have 23 fights. If I have to cut 3 fights, we stick to the principles to make sure we promote a good show. I always tell people, we promote a professional show for amateur fighters. Yeah. And to me, that's very important because these guys are not getting paid. They're coming to fight for the honor, for the love of the sport. So, guys, come and watch this belt, guys. This is the world title belt. We have the state of Florida title, and Samurai Sword goes to every regular fight winner. And so these are our trophies. That's what we do. These are our tradition. From the very first Battle of Tampa Bay, we always give a Samurai Sword to every winner. So that's just been the tradition for the last 29 years, and we're going to do the same thing. Again, guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you. I look forward to having you guys at the show. We're going to make sure you have the best memorable time with us. And I'm looking forward to November for a team fight. Absolutely. We're going to announce it at the Battle of Tampa Bay that we're going to have England versus United States.
Let's go.
You got it, my friend. Thank you so much. Let's go eat some food now. All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Amir.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.